Okay, hi. So in this video, I'm going to share some insights about the Odoo OXP 2025 that happened yesterday. It's a 3-day event actually, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So yesterday was day one, which saw the release, the unveiling of Odoo 19. I'm going to go ahead and share a few insights about Odoo 19 and what you can expect in that particular release. I'll also share my own insights about some of the other highlights that would be important for you to have a look at. A lot of the presentations and videos are available on YouTube, so I'd highly recommend you checking those ones out. But we'll jump right into it. My name is Enoch Masero. I work with Odoo, and I have been working with Linux operating systems and Odoo for over 10 years. And this channel is just to be able to share insights about Odoo and how you can be able to make use of it, take advantage of the software, either for your own business or if you actually do plan to provide solutions to other businesses, whatever it is you'd like. This will give you wonderful insights concerning Odoo. So the first thing I want to do is just jump right into the keynote. If you've ever watched any of our keynotes before, you'll be familiar with the opening intro. But in case you haven't, I just wanted to play this a short clip of the intro, and just so that you know where to jump into it and how to find it online. And then from there, we'll share some insights about it. So here goes.
What does it take to disrupt an industry? What does it take to disrupt the software industry? An industry growing and evolving so quickly. Is it time? Is it money? Is it innovation? Is it a great product? Does it take blunt recklessness or careful consideration? What about having vision, passion, and dedication? What about breaking the rules? It takes all of that. But above all, it takes a vibrant community. A community of dedicated and creative people. A community with unparalleled ingenuity and efficiency. From manufacturing industries to service industries. From field services to accounting firms. From retail to e-commerce. From NGOs to education. From small companies to large corporations. Together, we move mountains. This is what makes Odoo unique. A passionate community. Millions of open source developers, partners, and users working together towards a common goal. Making companies a better place, one app at a time. This is how we improve everyone's work life. This is how we give people the tools to do more in less time. This is how, as a community, we disrupt industries. So it's no surprise that we all gather year after year to discuss our future. Thank you for joining us. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to Odoo founder and CEO, Fabien Pinckaers.
Okay, good. Yeah, so that's the unveiling. Definitely the opening keynote is one to watch. The thing that I love about the keynote is that we actually get a live presentation of the new version of Odoo. So if you jump into this particular video, you'll actually see a lot of the new features that have been brought to Odoo 19 live. And so this really just helps you to be able to get, in a nutshell, an overview of what you can be able to expect. For those ones who've used Odoo before, it's a wonderful opportunity to see what's new, what's actually different from some of the workflows and features that you're used to. And if you're totally new, it's a wonderful opportunity to be able to jump into Odoo. And so that's one of the things that's one of the reasons why I wanted to make this video, just to be able to help somebody who's probably heard about Odoo, especially if you're here in Nairobi, Kenya. Odoo has become quite popular out on social media. And so this one is really to be able to help you now jump into. By now, a lot of people know what Odoo is. Odoo is a company, it's a product. We have one product, and that's Odoo, which is basically a suite of applications to help you run your business. And so the keynote goes into a number of Odoo functionalities. I'll share very quickly a few ones that actually were quite interesting to me. One of the things that you will find, I think, if you ask anybody who's interacted or who's watched the keynote, Odoo 19 brings a lot of AI features built into and integrated within the software itself. The beauty about that is that you are able to actually use the power of AI the way that you're usually used to it, but now it helps you within your database, within your system where you actually work. So it becomes like a wonderful assistant to be able to help you handle a few things here and there. In fact, throughout the keynote, Fabien mentions the AI as your best friend, somebody that you can be able to sort of go to and ask and get guidance and assistance on how to do a number of things. And I am really excited about jumping into some of those features. So some interesting things there with e-commerce. E-commerce, they've been great additions there to that particular functionality. One of the ones that definitely stood out for me was SEO. Now, one of the things that I always had a challenge with when it comes to the e-commerce application was that it's very easy to go ahead and set up the website, set up your e-commerce with your products and whatnot. But the SEO, the search engine optimization, was always a little tricky to be able to know how to handle. You know, the keywords, the descriptions and titles. Now, you'll be happy to find that with Odoo 19, all that actually is going to be possible to do just at the click of a button. So let me see if I can be able to get to it. This is all when it's being creating the website. Let me see if I can get it. Odoo CRM. Okay. I think I'll highlight that it's one of these sections here, but it's fine. I'll just mention them and then we can be able to jump into it in one of these videos. The other thing is the CRM and the sales. One of the things I liked about it is you can now be able to add fields dynamically. There was one particular use case that was shown here where somebody wants to be able to add a field. So if you're using your CRM, you have your leads, you're managing your opportunities, and you want to automatically have Odoo pre-fill in based on the information that you've provided for your leads to be able to give a tag to each lead in terms of the industry that it belongs to. And so that was a feature that I found was very interesting, very easy to do, creating a new field and then having the AI automatically use the details, that's the description that is there on the leads and the opportunities to automatically fill in the industry that each particular lead belongs to, and then be able to create a report by industry. That was interesting. In sales, you're able to now do quotations, very beautiful quotations from catalogs. I think the catalog feature is one that I'm really excited to try out, and I will be looking at that very, very soon. So a wonderful feature in terms of the sales application. There was some useful feature concerning hiding. So you see when you have a sales order, you have order lines, especially in some industries. An example is the construction industry. You might have a sales order with so many order lines, and some of them you would want to hide in terms of the price because it's not necessary to be able to display it. You just need to display the total price. So within a sales order, when you have multiple lines, tens of lines in terms of order lines, you can actually selectively hide some lines. So that was a feature that was interesting. Of course, the quote builder also, that's a feature that was released in some of the previous versions. And with the quote builder, you're able to create the headers and footers in your quotation and just make them beautiful, make them very attractive. The project application was also mentioned, useful here. The top bar, of course, that was released in the previous version. I'll be interested in jumping into the top bar. Now you can automatically populate the top bar. So I'll be very interested in looking at that when you're using the projects application and you're looking at your project. There's usually the top bar at the top, which is kind of like a smart button, but a little bit more enhanced. Previously, you would have to manually populate the top bar with a specific metrics you want to look at. But now in Odoo 19, that can be automatically populated. So I'm interested in looking at that. There was the ability now to be able to assign users automatically with AI automations. Of course, very interesting. With projects, you typically, once you've created a project or a task, you would actually have to go in manually and assign the users to a particular task or project. That can now be handled automatically with AI in version 19. Something else that was highlighted was the ability to create a task template and then reuse it. For projects, you could actually create a project template and reuse that project template. And now that feature has been actually brought down to tasks as well. So I'll be interested in having a look at that. There were some improvements with the eSign application, which is now integrated very nicely into some of the other applications. So I'll be interested in looking at how to send a document to be signed automatically from your email. Again, this was shown in the keynote. Jump into it and just be able to see how that happened. Then we have the purchase application, quite a lot of improvements with automatic procurements. And so that's something that I'll be looking at as well. Inventory app, of course, with the barcode application. The manufacturing, there's a new shop floor user interface, and a bit of the e-invoicing for European countries was highlighted. Something that I did note there was I have had projects before where there are clients who've asked for QR codes on invoices. I think this feature was there, but it's something that I would be interested in looking at and just being able to see how that one would be. But I believe the feature was already available in some of the previous releases, adding QR code to invoices. A massive improvements with the bank reconciliation. Again, a lot of improvements there with just making the interface clean and uncluttered. And this was actually shown in the keynote. Fabien did a presentation on that. And there are other videos as well, other presentations on the accounting and bank reconciliation enhanced with AI. The Odoo card was highlighted. HR, massive improvements in HR as well, and payroll. So I'll be interested in jumping into those ones. We already saw some of those features in version 18.3 and 4. The salary calculator, the contract versioning. So now you can be able to manage the different versions of your contracts all in the same particular dashboard. And then some improvements on the work entries were also highlighted. So you can be able to edit batch entries for your work entries. And of course, you can be able to process your salary slips either as a batch or off cycle. This again was already available in 18.4, and we had a look at that. There were improvements to POS as well. So one of the key things that I noticed in the release notes, which I think is important to point out, is that Odoo 19 release notes. eTeams, the eTeams functionality, this is for Kenyan clients, was already available with the sales application invoicing. But for those ones who are using eTeams, you will be happy to know, don't want this in French. Let's get this in English. You'll be happy to know that you can now use eTeams within the point of sale application. So looking at the release notes here, you should be able to find here. Wonderful. So the point of sale is now compatible with eTeams in Kenya. So for those ones who are using the point of sale, or for those ones who are using eTeams, it will be important for you to take note of this. Do jump into the Odoo 19 release notes for a full overview of all the features, all the new things coming with Odoo 19. So this would be something that's useful. Okay, so that's POS, and then there are also improvements to the dashboards and spreadsheets and performance as well. One of the things that was highlighted about performance is that Odoo now works offline in some cases. So previously, we only had a few applications, actually specifically the point of sale application, that had the ability to work offline. But now there have been some improvements to Odoo 19, making it faster. And also what happens is that it's some kind of browser caching that allows you, I think it's here in technical. Yeah. So, yeah, so cached data on the browser makes it faster, and also allows you to be able to access the functionality. So for example, if you've been working on Odoo and you've been going through different pages, sales orders and whatnot, and then you get an issue with your internet, you go offline, you can actually still continue visiting some of those pages that you were previously looking at, because the data has been cached in your browser. And so it's able to not just help the speed, but also allow you to access some of the pages as you're working in your system, even while you're offline. So a good improvement there for areas or situations where you're working in the system and then you have issues with the connection. So that was a keynote. Definitely a wonderful one for you to be able to jump into and have a look at all the features. I would highly recommend that. So let's now have a look at, there's a clip I want to show here. So I think the major improvement coming to Odoo 19 has to do with the way that AI has been integrated within the Odoo workflow. It's something that's going to really help a lot of users in terms of being productive. Even just functional users working on Odoo, with the different applications. It should be able to help that. And I think especially for those ones who are doing technical configurations and whatnot, this is something that's really going to be able to help the process of customization, minor customizations, be a lot more seamless. So I want to share this video about 3 minutes, just to be able to help you get an idea of what the AI functionalities in Odoo are going to do for you. So here goes.
Welcome to the next era of Odoo. Meet your new AI agents, your personal assistants ready to take action, answer questions, and give you insights across your daily workflow. Just choose the agent's model, response style, and its main subject prompt. Your team can open the chat with the agent whenever they need. Need info? Need a meeting? Just ask. The agent takes care of the rest. In your projects, create all the automations you need. Choose the action type, pick the field you want, and add your customized prompt with all the necessary information. Here, we want our tasks to be assigned automatically to the right expert. And just like that, we say goodbye to manual assigning. And the best part? You can do this for any action in your workflow. Need specific data? Just type your request, and the AI delivers the exact view you need. And just like that, every insight is at your fingertips, instantly. Meet the AI probability. For this lead, it looks like my closing chances are very low. Let's see why. The positives are, it's based in the US, a strong market for us. The negatives are, the stage is new, the phone number is not valid, and the source is a search engine. Let's fix the phone number. And boom, my probability to close this deal just went up. Your colleague is out of office? No worries. The AI instantly summarizes past chats and attachments for your follow-up, and even helps you write the perfect client reply. AI property fields bring smart automation to your views. Just drop them in, write a prompt, and let Odoo AI fetch the info instantly. And when you need full control across multiple views, Odoo Studio takes it even further with AI fields tailored to your workflows, everywhere in your database. Take notes at the speed of your voice with Odoo's voice transcript feature. Just hit record. Odoo AI listens, transcribes, and even translates in real time. Better yet, it generates a clear, structured summary for you. Just focus on the conversation. Odoo takes care of the rest. Sorting our documents has never been faster. I can just use prompts to organize all of my files. I simply describe my sorting rules based on my needs, and AI takes care of it instantly. So when I upload new documents, they are immediately sorted where they should be. Contracts into the right folder, insurance documents, and even better, activities are created for the right assignee. Ready to step up your live chat game? AI is ready to answer all of your clients' questions through the live chat on your website. And if that's not enough for them, they can simply choose to speak to someone ready to answer even their most precise questions. Get ready for AI. Find out more now on odoo.com.
There you go. I'll share all these links in the description so you can be able to jump into them later on. Okay, then the other thing I want to go ahead and share is there was a session, Ask Me Anything with Fabien Pinckaers, our CEO. Always a wonderful presentation. I would definitely recommend jumping into that as well. I want to go ahead and share a few clips. I think there were a few things that stood out for me. One was, here is really where the guests just go ahead and fire questions at, Fabien, and then he answers them. I find it to be a very insightful session because it gives a deeper insights into not just the product, but really the company as well behind Odoo itself. It gives more insights about the culture and the direction, and some of the some of the thoughts and the reasons why, we took some direction in this way or the other. One of the things that I found here interesting was somebody asked a question about Odoo and versus Zoho. Zoho is one of the systems that has also gained quite a bit of traction in the Kenyan market. I do get a lot of people just asking, okay, how would you compare Odoo and Zoho? I thought that the response provided here was quite insightful. Remember, Zoho is an Indian company. Fabien has been, in the last few years, been stationed in India. And so he definitely has some knowledgeable insights, about the product. We have done some white papers about Odoo versus Zoho. I'll share some links as well. He does reference that also. And I think this would be interesting for somebody to be able to know, what's the value proposition that Odoo has vis-a-vis some of the other players in the market. So have a listen to this.
Deeper into Zoho versus Odoo. We have written some good white papers. Yep. And we have for all the apps, that's for accounting, a detailed list of features, so you can compare feature by feature. And we did that for most of our things. Hope it answered the question.
Let me move it back a little bit. The response, I think, came just before he showed that. So let me get that.
We did that for all or custom work. So just because of that, good luck to build something. It only works in India. Products, there is absolutely no way to do it. Another way to explain the difference with Zoho is that Zoho has multiple apps, but basically the main one that works is Zoho CRM, Zoho Sales. That's the only one actually that they sell a lot. And that's it. If you need accounting, it only works in India and a little bit in the US. And it's not integrated. So you have to integrate with the CRM. If you need inventory management, if you need a real one with barcode, it's not integrated. You have to connect. Because every Zoho app are different platform, different technology. They try to integrate with Zoho One, but it's just a layer on top of everything that do a few synchronizations, so it doesn't work. So just because of that, good luck to build something more than just one app on Zoho. And then you have the power of open source or customization that you miss with Zoho. So because of that, Zoho is forced to attract only the small segment of the market. let's say 1 to 40 users maximum. Above that, you always need a little bit of customization because you need the software to adapt to the company and not the other way around. And that is something they can do and that you can do by developing your own module in Zoho. They have Zoho Creator, but it just creates apps on the side, so you cannot do anything with Zoho Creator. It's not a thing at all like Zoho, like Odoo Studio. So when you dig a little bit, I mean, it's obvious. If you want to dig deeper into Zoho versus Odoo,
okay,
we have written.
And so there he goes then into the comparison. So I think a wonderful presentation to also have a look at or to jump into. Like he mentions, you can be able to get that, and I'll share the link in the description as well. Odoo Zoho white paper. So you should be able to have this. Okay. All right. A few other things, I think just finally also that he mentions, which I think is important, is he does answer a question about migrating to Odoo 19. I think it's useful just to be able to understand how that one usually works. And then he shares some insights about partnerships, which I think is very important. I hope I can be able to get that place as well.
So good white paper.
Where he shares insights about partners and just what would be useful for partners to take note of. He does share some wonderful insights about it. One, he recommends that partners go ahead and charge maintenance contract. And I think this is a useful thing for partners to be able to do, just so that you can be able to ensure that you actually do get that relationship with your customers and be able to upsell. It's always easier to upsell rather than simply focusing on making money out of your client at the initial purchase. Allow me to get where that section was, because I think it's very important to highlight.
Auditors is where we struggle. I believe we have enough resource to launch that within the next few weeks.
Okay. So this section talks about the migration roadmap to version 19. I think this might be useful for some partners to also just be aware of. It's a question that I always find is asked during the Odoo XP. So let's have a listen to this.
So we do our best. There is no exact date. It's when we are ready. The process is the following. First, we migrate ourselves, odoo.com, or 6,000 something employees. That's going to be done within a month. So within 1 month, we will have all the migration on ourselves, so fully tested and everything. Once we have done that, we'll migrate a few thousand clients on Odoo Online, the easiest one, because they don't have customization. And once we have upgraded, that's going to take 2 weeks to 4 weeks. And once we have migrated something like 50,000 database, then we open it to the more complex projects on Odoo SH. So you can expect... no, before. Beginning of November.
I hope so.
Mid-November.
Okay, so yeah, I guess those are the rough timelines. You can expect to be migrated around beginning to mid-November. Let me get the final thing. Okay, so for this one, I really want you to be able to capture the question, just to be able to understand the full context. And I think the insights that Fabien shares to partners is very key. I'll go ahead and play that now.
Thanks.
Congrats to you.
My question is about version upgrades. Odoo adapts to business of all sizes, but with new releases every year, it remains quite general. As partners, we often need to build custom developments for our clients. And I know you have a lot of this question, but this is hard to maintain where you do the upgrades. So how does Odoo plan to help partners handle this challenge so clients can enjoy the new versions without slowing down specific projects?
So we are doing that for years to help you on this, but you don't listen. Not you, but the partner in general.
I'm new, that's why.
Okay. We have issues with a lot of partners is that they don't charge the maintenance. They just charge the project, big amount for the implementation project, and then migration we're going to see after. And when you do that, at the end, there will be a bad issue for the customer. He will have a big project to upgrade. There is no revenue for you, recurring revenue for the maintenance, so it's complex. And when there is an issue, the customer will expect you to fix, but you don't have a contract to be paid to fix that. So it also creates more frustration. The key to all these issues is to sell maintenance to your customer. That's what we do at Odoo. We sell it at 16 euro per 100 lines of code. We are training the partners to do the same since years. I would say 20% of them do it, 80% don't do it. And it changes everything. First, because they don't see migration as a cost, they see migration as a business recurring revenue, because you have maintenance contract to upgrade your customer. So they are not afraid of migration. Second, because it fixes the issue of technical debt. When the customer has to pay for his own technical debt, he do less. So he can always balance, is it worth it or not? When you develop and develop and develop and develop, and we'll see after for the maintenance, it will explode at some point. Because at some point, someone will have to pay this maintenance, whether it's the customer or it's you. And it was not planned, so it's going to be a complex discussion. So, and also there is something which is, it's much easier to sell to an existing customer rather than selling to a new customer. And most of the partners, they get most of their revenue on new customer and not on existing ones, which is illogic. I mean, existing customers are ready to pay more, you have a good relationship with them, so it's normal that, and it's easy to build up this maintenance revenue. And so the key to all of this is just to change the way you maintain clients and to have a maintenance offer for your clients, which is unlimited support, bug fixes, and upgrades. And once you do that, you align the incentives of everybody. No bad surprise for the clients. They will be able to upgrade once every year, or for the large one, once every 2 or 3 years. You get paid to upgrade. Because you have more upgrades because of that, you can have a dedicated team, and this team is paid by the maintenance revenues. So you offer a better service to your clients. We do that for all of our clients, and it changes everything. Did you start Odoo recently, or you were on Odoo before?
We were on other softwares, and we started Odoo like 8 months ago and became officially partners 3 months ago only.
How many developers you have or you expect to have?
Okay, so I think that those are the insight. He goes into just some suggestions about, you know, some calculations and figures around that. So that would be useful to also just have a look at. But I think the point is home in terms of the best way to be able to handle such situations. So with that, I'm looking forward to the second day for Odoo Experience. We still have wonderful talks on this day. Looking forward to see what's there for day 2. And then on Saturday, day 3, there's also going to be 1 or 2 interesting discussions that I'm looking forward. And yeah, I'll be sharing some of those insights in this particular channel. So stay tuned. I'll catch you in the next one.